Welcome everybody back to another episode of the Fantasy Stand, where we are mocking every single day until the start of the NFL season. We're here today on a Thursday before the end of the week, coming in and jumping in one more time into another Puppy 3 draft. Of course, mock drafting is always great to do, always great to practice. I always prefer to go in here and sometimes do these best ball drafts a little bit more, only because you are drafting against real people with real money behind it. So whenever Underdog does have these sort of cheap drafts available, I always do my best to hop in. Just go ahead and yeah, look, it's 82% filled, but just to see how people are drafting these days, as I of course prepare for my drafts or my own redraft leagues. Tomorrow I will actually be posting a puzzle of the 14 team draft that I am a part of for this weekend. We get one keeper each in the round that we drafted them last year. So it's obviously a puzzle that I have to fill out how to work this season. And at least mocking now, I like my chances or who is possibly falling to me. So this draft will actually be starting here in 10 seconds. We have the seventh pick. So hoping some of our wide receiver champions can somehow fall to us. Of course, Tyreek Hill won't. I am just queuing him up. That is wild. Well, as this draft starts out, Tyreek Hill right now is the 101, with Christian McCaffrey following, CeeDee Lamb after that, Breece Hall at 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown at 5, who we were hoping lands to us. Bijan Robinson at 6. No running backs available. We would, of course, want to take wide receiver right now out of Jamar Chase, out of Justin Jefferson. Honestly, I'd much rather take A.J. Brown. No question marks, of course, if with Jamar Chase, I actually have zero stock in him. I'm perfectly fine not having any stock in him. Justin Jefferson can have Sam Darnold all day. I'll go ahead and take A.J. Brown in this offense and hope that he has a chance to take over that wide receiver one role. Some people, some analysts think he can. I believe he can. Garrett Wilson at 10. We're 7 picks away. In this draft, or the way that I have kind of seen it fall out, is we do have a shot at going wide receiver, and still getting our running back champion. There's a chance, though, that they may go, which will, of course, feel pretty bummed if we do miss out on someone of Isaiah Pacheco, Derrick Henry, or Kyron Williams. We're 3 picks away from Garrett Wilson. Puka Nacua, Marvin Harrison Jr. finished out the first round. Chris Olave to start off round 2. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jonathan Taylor gets auto-drafted there. 2 picks away for us. There is going to be 12 picks away from us. So 7, 14. We really do have a shot at missing out on who we want. I have Isaiah Pacheco queued up. He has been my running back champion Did have him there over Devon Achane. Why? Because Pacheco is the 3-down back there in Kansas City in a great offense. He, to me, is the guy that I want, and I could have risked him falling down to us in round 3. However, didn't want to go ahead and do that. So I am going to start queuing up some of these wide receivers who I think can be special this year. After we went Pacheco into Jalen Waddle, Debo Samuel, Nico Collins, Devon Achane, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams right there to start off 3. And so it really would be playing the ADP game of there's a good chance Derrick Henry is going to go ahead and make it, or not make it, but not make it past. Mike Evans goes after Kyron. We're 4 picks away. Malik Neighbors right there at 3. Devontae Smith right after at the 4th pick in the 3rd round. 2 picks away. Derrick Henry goes right there. See there, I guess we could have really risked Pacheco falling to his Brandon Ayuk. Right now, we do have a choice between DK Metcalf, DJ Moore, Josh Allen. Actually, this is round 3. Round 3, I'll go ahead. I'll take the top tight end on the board right now. I'm looking at the wide receivers available. No one I'm really in love with. Really, the only one I would take here in round, or hopefully in this next round, is possibly Rashee Rice. I know George Pickens will be a great wide receiver too. Calvin Ridley as well. Terry McLaurin's going to be great. With the news that Jahan Dotson just got traded, that is the news for today. I believe he got, I'll have to check where he got traded to the Eagles, I think. Really, I think that gears Washington to be a dark horse or a wild card to essentially get Brandon Ayuk. That would be interesting. After we went Kelsey, it was Metcalf, DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Rashee Rice right there. He didn't end up falling to us. That's a bummer. I could go right here with the Kansas City stack should Patrick Mahomes falls to us. Knowing that Xavier Worthy, we do have a shot at him. 3 picks away. Josh Allen's going to go right there. Believe that was an auto pick with these quick times. I think it's only 20 seconds we're getting. We are 2 picks away on our end. Sam Laporta goes right there. Jalen Hurts right now. We do have a shot at Patrick Mahomes. Gives us a top quarterback. And this would essentially start off this draft just top in each one. I'm going to go Patrick Mahomes right here. I'm going to try. I mean, it is the best offense in the NFL. Why not have the number 1 quarterback tied to that? Arguably, he will be the best one here. Jane Daniels, we still have a possibility at maybe getting him later. He is rising in ADP. So instead of the 11th, may go in the 9th, may actually go up in the 6th or 7th. We'll see. Depending on who loves him. We're 9 picks away. probably won't get a shot at George Pickens or Terry McLaurin. They're kind of the ones I was hoping would fall. Calvin Ridley, though, in consideration. James Cook as well. Xavier Worthy, rookie in KC, is also there. He is in consideration. Deontay Johnson comes down with the illness. 7 picks away. T. Higgins goes right there. Man, I will say if this was a 2 wide receiver roster build, I would more than likely go James Cook here just to get that strong RB2. I mean, he amassed 1,500 yards last season. So keep an eye on James Cook. Obviously, I think he has the question marks just along the goal line. That's what I feel hurt him a little bit, but 1,500 yards, still 1,500 yards. We're 3 picks away. We just missed out. Oh, we're missing out on a lot of the wide receivers we liked. Calvin Ridley goes. Terry McLaurin goes. Xavier Worthy goes. CJ Stroud. We're going to get 1 pick of George Pickens or James Cook. Hey. Man, this is tough because obviously there is James Cook. There's also the alpha in George Pickens. I think I'm going to need the alpha in George Pickens with this being that wide receiver 3 build. Like I said, had this only been 2 wide receivers we had to start, James Cook would be the pick there. And of course, right after us, James Cook is the pick. He is the RB1 for that team, though. And that's not a bad build. He's going to have to hammer these running backs here in the 6th through 10th round, but that's not a bad start to an RB as your RB1. Just decides who he decides to go from here. Seven picks away from us. We essentially have a person. We have a person in every roster slot, essentially. So, with it being 4 picks away, just going to fill this out a little bit more. Some wide receivers available: Deontay Johnson, Brian Thomas, Keon Coleman, who we of course like and love. Kenneth Walker may be there. There is Hollywood Brown, but Hollywood Brown does have the injury, and I would much rather have someone who is going to provide value to us now rather than later. I mean, 12 there. Kenneth Walker, 1 pick away. Deontay Johnson goes right there. We are on the clock looking here at the guys available. Keon Coleman, Brian Thomas Jr. We know we've been liking Keon Coleman. Would take him as my wide receiver 3. Think he is in the starters there in Buffalo. So I want to go ahead and fill that slot out. We are 12 picks away, and I'm hoping that, of course, our champion in Zamir White or Raheem Mostert will be available there. That's who I'm targeting. Jaylen Warren with the injury. Cue up Jaden Daniels just in case. I think Caleb Williams is going to be special as well. Devin Singletary is the starter. Tyler Lockett could provide some value. Jerome Ford, Go Dowdle, Gus Edwards, Trey Benson. Six picks away. Since we took Keon Coleman, George Kittle went right after us. Kyler Murray from there. Rome Odunze, Joe Mixon, Christian Watson, Alvin Kamara, James Conner. David Montgomery after James Conner. Yeah, Jahan Dotson traded to the Eagles. Well, that's exciting. One pick away from us. Lad McConkey available. Ramondre Stevenson right there. Let me see. We do have Zamir White queued up. Gonna go ahead, get him right here. Evan Ingram goes after us. 9 picks away. Hoping Raheem Mostert can somehow fall to us. If not, we do have a choice, honestly, of going another running back or going in the champion of Jaden Daniels, which to me is in consideration as well. Lad McConkey after Evan Ingram, Hollywood Brown after that. All right. We have our starting running back duo. We have our 3 starting wide receivers. We have our tight end champion. From that, McConkey, Hollywood Brown, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Aaron Jones, Jordan Addison. We are 4 picks away. Cowboy, veteran of the game, goes Jake Ferguson right there. He is actually one of 2 veterans that we have in this draft. Flash Monkey, here goes his running back champion, then goes wide receivers all the way. Well, Raheem Mostert, of course, goes a couple picks before us. DeAndre Swift before him. DeAndre Hopkins. Right now, just looking who is going to provide us the most amount of value. To me, in this best ball format, I like Jaden Daniels. Caleb Williams would have been another consideration had he not been here. But I'm going to go ahead and take him in the 8th. I see him as the value, especially with Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Dak Prescott left. After us, Courtland Sutton goes, who is the wide receiver 1 in Denver. Bo Nix starting quarterback there. Curtis Samuel, look at that. Caleb Williams right after us in Jaden Daniels. Obviously sees the upside as well. We are hoping, being 8 picks away, that Brian Robinson Jr. does fall to us so he can be our RB3. If not, maybe Chase Brown, maybe Jonathan Brooks for later on. At this spot may go Devin Singletary, even though it is the Giants offense. He is the starter there. After Caleb Williams, Jaylen Warren goes. Jonathan Brooks, we miss out on him. Brock Bowers after that. 6 picks away from us. Jacoby Myers to start the 9th. Where are you going to go, Flash? You going to choose your quarterback? Goes Tony Pollard. Dak Prescott, who's the second quarterback. He's got Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb, paired him there. Malik Neighbors, Calvin Ridley, Brian Thomas. Those are some good wide receivers. Chase Brown does go right there. We miss out on him. But, or Joshua Palmer, after that, it is our pick. Luckily for us, Brian Robinson Jr. is still there. He is going to be our selection to get, or to be our RB3. Gladly take that all day. Love it when when all our guys had different buys as well. David Njoku after the Brian Robinson pick. Romeo Dobbs after that. 8 picks away. Just looking who could somehow or who would possibly provide some value. Tyler Lockett to me provides value. Devin Singletary provides value. I'm looking more here. Possibly get another running back. And to me, it's either Devin Singletary or Jerome Ford. Devin Single does go. We do miss out on him. Joe Burrow goes. Going to be our pick next. Dallas Goedert goes there. So essentially, we can go who we want. You know, I actually have 0 Tajay Spears shares. I don't know who the starter is going to be there. Jerome Ford would probably be a decent pick, but I'm going to go ahead. I'll give Tajay Spears a chance. Take him as the fourth running back there. We're 10 picks away. Jerome Ford, of course, goes 2 picks after it goes. It was Jordan Love, then Jerome Ford. 10 picks from us. We do have a shot here. Honestly, if we wanted Trey Benson, we can go ahead and fight for him, just knowing he'll probably be valued to us later. Jalen Polk is another exciting rookie wide receiver that reports working with the starters, even though he hasn't really been there or been playing with them during the preseason. Polk is PPR. Five picks from us. After Jerome Ford, Blake Corum, Rico Dowdle, Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa, Gus Edwards, Brandon Cooks, Dontavian Wicks. We are 3 picks away from us. Jalen Polk goes there. That's a little disappointing. We wanted some Polk. 2 picks away. Nick Chubb goes there. 1 pick away. If Tyler Lockett goes here, that's a bummer. Because right now, the pick between me is, of course, like Jared Goff or say someone like Austin Eckler. You know what? I haven't really been having a lot of Austin Eckler shares. I'm going to go ahead grab him right here purely with the fact that we have Jaden Daniels. We do also have Brian Robinson, who is the 1A there. But Austin Eckler is the 1B, not necessarily the 2. So he's going to get those PPR points that we're going to stack in this best ball format. That pretty much shores up our running backs to where we don't really have to target any of them, even though there may be some that we may like. Chuba Hubbard, Jaleel McLaughlin, we can maybe give a shot at one of them. or just go our tried and true method of grabbing essentially a backup in Alexander Madison or Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Deneric Prince for Isaiah Pacheco. We already have the backfield essentially stacked for Washington. If we have another of these backfields shored up and locked up, that's just taking insurance on our team. Tight end wise, we have the top tight end. We are losing out on some, of course. I like Cole Kmet. A lot of people think Gerald Everett is going to take into his workload. That may be. However, Cole Kmet is younger. I believe that he's the one who has been establishing that relationship a little bit more with Caleb Williams. So I'm still betting on Cole Kmet, kind of taking him as a last pick. Luke Musgrave could possibly give us some value. Also, too, with Jane Daniels lately, been going more on these Washington tight ends. Ben Sinnott is in somewhat consideration, but a lot of people are talking about how he's like not even the backup tight end. He's possibly the third. So Zach Ertz is actually the starter there. Oh, hey, it's actually our turn. So coming in here, Ty Chandler, Josh Downs, Chuba Hubbard, Xavier Legette, Adam Thielen. I'm actually going to go ahead and take the value here of Adam Thielen. We need wide receivers. He is a veteran there. Going to try and get Xavier Legette as well, as I think he will be good later on. Adam Thielen, though, still over 1,000 yards. I believe. I have to check out his stats officially, but that is someone there who could provide some sneaky upside in these later rounds. We're 9 picks away. Kirk Cousins, honestly, I probably could have gone that route just to get our quarterback 3. He's going to chuck it in Atlanta. Luke Musgrave, look at him. He goes right there. Possibly have a shot at Cole Kmet. But then, of course, there are some guys that we like. We do lose out on the Chuba Hubbards, the Jaleel McLaughlins, possibly the Xavier Legettes. Just queuing up some more guys down here. Ooh, I actually may do that if I forgo Cole Kmet. I may just go and attack Ben Sinnott and Zach Ertz, because then at least I know I have the person there who is going to have the best value. Because history could repeat itself, sadly, for Zach Ertz, just like it did last year with him and Trey McBride. Sinnott could come in later on and just take over. So that is something that I need to take into consideration. 4 picks from us. A lot of these running backs are going. Ty Chandler goes to the veteran, who's shorting up some impressive running backs for his wide receiver strong core. One pick away. Chuba Hubbard would provide values. Josh Downs. Kirk Cousins is there, who, like I said, will chuck it. Possibly lose out on Xavier Legette, but we do have a shot back, of course, going some of these other guys. I think Kirk Cousins to us, we have 2 great quarterbacks. However, Kirk Cousins to me will be the pick here. Nine picks from our 8 picks from our next selection. Deshaun Watson after us, Chuba Hubbard after that. Rashad Bateman is someone I'm hoping can fall to us. Jalen McMillan also does provide some value. Demarcus Robinson, of course, as well. Just looking down here, Tim Patrick is actually someone who I need to queue up just to make sure that I do not miss out on him. He is, of course, the wide receiver 2. So I want to make sure that I at least have him start, as he is still essentially free in drafts later on, but just want to make sure not to miss out on him. 5 picks away from us, just looking. Jaleel McLaughlin goes after Chuba Hubbard, Ray Davis, Demario Douglas, Bucky Irving. 4 picks for till us. Geno Smith there. Ooh, his running back's a little light. Wide receivers even a little questionable. Well, 1 pick. We lose out on Xavier Leggett. Knew it. Demarcus Robinson. Rashad Bateman, to me, is really the only one that possibly be that wide receiver 2 there. Ricky Pearsall, rookie who is somewhat exciting, but too many injuries right now to start off in his career. Just really don't want to take a chance on him. We're 10 picks away. Have a shot at Jalen McMillan. Jalen McMillan actually goes right there. This next pick for us, even though Tim Patrick is available, or would probably be available, it would more than likely be in our best interest if we probably go Ben Sinnott first. He is kind of the more higher name value, going way above Zach Ertz, who is the starter right now. So the only thing that stinks is I definitely have to get him first, because a lot of people are jumping on just that excitement that he could be that next rookie, that Trey McBride. 5 picks away from, 5 picks for us. This is the Ben Sinnott pick that we are hoping, and then after that, we're hoping we can grab Tim Patrick. Tyrone Tracy. One pick away from us. Hunter Henry. Cole Kmet still available. The value there, man. Going Ben Sinnott, though. I want that. I want just that tight end tied to this offense. With us having Jaden Daniels, that's the route we are going to go. Khalil Herbert after us, Marshawn Lloyd after that. We're 8 picks away from our next selection, which right now, A.T. Perry, 7 picks, which right now it is Tim Patrick for us. Cole Kmet goes right there. 2 Cowboys, I'm sure he's ecstatic. Both guys do have the same buy, so he's going to have to get another tight end and guess right. One of the highest ones. That's nice. Jordan Mason right there. Jermaine Burton. 2 picks away from us. Sam Darnold. 1 pick away from us. Tank Bigsby. He just has Tank Bigsby. Gonna go Tim Patrick here. That to me seems the pick. Seems like the best pick. No one else really has wide receiver 2 value on their team that we could see. Some wide receiver 3s, possibly. I think Marvin Mims may be the 3 there. Malachi Corley, I don't know if he is the wide receiver 2 opposite Garrett Wilson. Yeah, so he may be coming off the bench. So I think we went the right route with Tim Patrick there. Quentin Johnson, of course, who is, I think, fighting for a roster spot. We have 2,800. Ooh, 2,900. Is that flesh? Yeah. Flesh is only going to get stronger, too. We only have, I believe, 2 more picks in this draft. Yeah, we're down to our last 2. Just looking at the roster, we need 1 more tight end, 1 more running back. Zach Ertz is all the way down. Gonna go down here. Lock up Alexander Madison. That would be our pick. Someone could troll us and honestly take him before us, which would be a bummer. However, that just means that Deneric Prince essentially would be our selection right there. You know what? I see Zach Ertz much more as the value. Oh, hey, look, Alexander Madison actually goes right there. Well, we missed out on that. This guy loves his backups. We should have known. But the reason I chose Ertz, just because I think he has the name value that could possibly be the starter that we would miss out on, is just because Deneric Prince or Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Wait, Edwards-Helaire deals with post-traumatic stress disorder? Yeah, along with Edwards-Helaire, Deneric Prince, and Carson Steele are also in the mix. Wow, did someone end up taking Deneric Prince? Wow, so this guy ended up taking Deneric Prince. Once again, his backups, these backups, they're going. Well, we're gonna take Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. That at least will be someone we have in the backfield for the Kansas City Chiefs to shore up that spot. Gives us that extra running back depth piece, and we get the guys that we essentially wanted. Let me see here as we go ahead start ending this draft. We are in the last picks. 2,900 projected, 2,960.6 projected in this one, just shy of 3,000. I'll go ahead and take that. Ended up, of course, with our balance of 3 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 6 wide receivers, 3 tight ends. Our quarterback field depth is Patrick Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, and Kirk Cousins. Our running back field is Isaiah Pacheco, Zamir White, Brian Robinson Jr., Tajay Spears, Austin Eckler to pair with Brian Robinson and Jaden Daniels, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire to help in case anything happens to Isaiah Pacheco. Wide receivers, A.J. Brown, George Pickens, Keon Coleman, Adam Thielen, Rashad Bateman, Tim Patrick. Obviously could have taken a couple of higher guys up there. Probably could have slept a little bit more on the quarterback position of Patrick Mahomes. In a redraft, if we are targeting Jane Daniels, more than likely won't get both of those guys. But as we look at our tight end, did get Travis Kelce, who we believe is the top there. Will be finish one of the top 1, 2, or 3 there. And then, of course, paired Ben Sinnott with Zach Ertz with Jaden Daniels. Got that stack there, of course, in case anything happens to Zach Ertz like it did last year. That was us getting into another puppy draft. just to see. Let me see the first one: 2904, 2894, 2908. So heck, this one is actually the highest rated or highest projected in points that we have a shot at. So not a bad roster looking here. Of course, I can always do some tweaks in some places. That's what mock drafting is for. Tomorrow, we'll actually bring you my 14-team puzzle that we are working with of certain guys who are already taken in certain rounds. For example, we do get Kyron Williams in the 7th round, so that is exciting for us. But, of course, some other guys have some great picks later on as well. So it will be a puzzle to manage. Obviously, the live draft will be totally different, but excited to at least share what it is I'll be having to draft against or draft with this coming weekend. But really appreciate you guys following along. This is, of course, another draft before the start of the NFL regular season next week. Right? I believe it's next week. Is it not next week? No, it's not next week. It is the week after. We get more drafts. I will draft so much. But really appreciate you guys following along. Be back at it again tomorrow. And, of course, next week after that, guys. You guys take care.